Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit more about Barcelona's 7-1 demolition over Valencia yesterday in La Liga. Barcelona getting the 3 points in La Liga, something that we've, haven't been able to say in these past couple of weeks. And so we're going to be looking at the words from Hansi Flick in the press conference, and then as well talking about some of the outstanding players on the night. But guys, before I get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go over there and check me out. That way you can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get started with the video. All right, guys, let's get started with the video and let's look at the words from Hansi Flick in the press conference after the match. He starts off by talking about the team's performance versus Valencia, and he says, "We needed fresh legs, and everyone was impeccable and very involved throughout the match. I really liked the team's performance, how they were focused from the start, very into the game. It's not a problem for me. It's good to be able to choose from so many players with quality." And Hansi Flick, he is speaking there about the rotations that were made. Gavi didn't start, Rajo didn't start. You had, both of those players rested. Eric Garcia starting, Lewandowski as well rested, Ferran starting in his place, Fermín López starting, and even Frankie de Jong replacing Pedri, who was, sick in the preview for the match and wasn't able to play. And everyone who did start performed at an astounding level. And I do want to praise the team's fantastic performance against Valencia. And he continues on. He talks about a gesture from Gavi. And this is, absolutely fantastic of Gavi's character. And this is, this speaks of Gavi's character and leadership, even though he isn't a captain. It talks about Gavi's figure in the Barcelona dressing room. He starts off by saying, "The situation that impressed me the most was when I spoke to Gavi, whom I wanted to bring on in the last 15 minutes, and he said no. Put Pablo Torre on, and this is incredible. It's fantastic. You can see how the players are connected with each other. It's amazing, and for a coach, it's incredible. I love Gavi for his attitude, and to speak like that at that moment is fantastic." And that is a thing to applaud, because of course, you as a player, you want to be playing every single day and as much as possible. As a professional, you enjoy being out there, out on the pitch, but it's very important and fantastic from Gavi that instead of looking towards himself, he was focused on the overall team, and specifically for Pablo Torre, who has had good moments at Barcelona, but isn't a player who is having a ton of minutes in the team. And in the period where Barcelona were dominating, were cruising, it was a good moment to bring on Pablo Torre and give him some minutes, a player who hasn't been as involved as, let's say, Gavi has. And that's something that I do want to applaud, and I want to praise that attitude from Gavi. And Hansi Flick, he now talks about the goalkeeper situation. He says, 1 week with Szczesny as the starter, 2 victories, one against Benfica and another against Valencia. It's a difficult situation for Iñaki Peña. It's something that has been discussed internally, and we've made this decision. And the decision has apparently been made that now Szczesny will be the starting goalkeeper, and that Iñaki Peña has been relegated to the bench. Now, that's a big statement from Hansi Flick. And, I'm not against it. I think that is the right call. And looking at the reports that are coming out that Iñaki Peña, he is upset at that. And I understand that, because Iñaki Peña, he hasn't done anything, to warrant a dropping from the squad. But looking at how Szczesny can give you that extra bit of quality, I do understand Hansi Flick's intent to start Szczesny over Iñaki, but at the same time, you can argue, have those mistakes, just creeped in some doubt and made it difficult for Szczesny to start over Iñaki. But I want to know your guys' thoughts in regards to that. Who should be the starting keeper? Hansi Flick has decided it's going to be Szczesny. And Hansi Flick, he talks about Fermín López's performance, who was the man of the match. He was the best player on the day, and that was very much needed from Fermín López, because he hasn't been as involved as he would have liked. He has picked up some injuries throughout the season that have taken him out in certain situations that would have allowed him to play. In the absence of, let's say, like Dani Olmo or for example, some other Barcelona players. And he says he played a fantastic match. He was very good with the ball and excellent in finishing. I love Fermín López, and we look at Fermín López, who was absolutely the man of the match. He had 2 goals, 2 assists, 57 out of 65 passes completed, and with an 88% passing accuracy. 3 chances created, 1 big chance created, 2 shots, 87 touches, 4 out of 6 successful dribbles, 11 passes into the final third, 4 out of 5 accurate long balls, 0 times dispossessed, 10 recoveries, 2 out of 2 aerial duels won. You look at those stats, absolutely everywhere and involved in every single aspect of play. And that is what Fermín López can bring. And he is a player that we do want to see more of. It's just that when the team is as stacked as it is, and when that midfield is as competitive as it is, it's very difficult to get minutes. But going back to the words of Hansi Flick, and the last quote I do want to talk about is in regards to Ansu Fati, because Ansu Fati, he did not come on, against Valencia, not for a single minute. And Ansu Fati, it was the perfect opportunity to come on. Barcelona dominating the match with a 7-1 lead. I'm sorry, if you're not coming on in that type of occasion, you're not going to be coming on in general. And Hansi Flick, he spoke on Ansu Fati, and he says, I think he wants to stay. I think it's okay for Ansu Fati to stay. And in regards to that, I say that's Hansi Flick, saying, hey, that's perfectly fine. Ansu Fati can make his decision. But I don't see any indication right here from Hansi Flick that he wants to play Ansu Fati. And if Hansi Flick in the press conference isn't, reaffirming you, then that's basically, him giving you a nudge saying, hey, do leave the club. And if I'm Ansu Fati, I'm looking to leave. I want to be playing minutes. I want to be involved in the team. I want to be feeling important. And Ansu Fati right now, Barcelona isn't. And that is very worrying. And that basically closes the door on any potential Rashford move or anything like that. And I also want to know your guys' thoughts in regards to the whole Ansu Fati situation. And with the match yesterday against Valencia, guys, Barcelona, we have now scored 101 goals across all competition. And we've played 32 matches so far in the season. And it's only January. Barcelona averaging more than 3 goals a game. That's absolutely absurd, the amount of chances and the amount of goals that Barcelona, they are creating. And this is to keep in mind that we went through a very bad 2-month period where Barcelona, we were missing chance upon chance upon chance. And these weren't, just any regular chances. Clear cut, big chances created that we were missing. Imagine the amount of goals that we could have scored if Barcelona were clinical in the months of November and December. And this just speaks to the quality of Hansi Flick, the effort and the training that went through this team, and as well as the quality of the players. And this is why it's so exciting, for Barcelona this season, even though, we did go through a up and down period and in a month of, let's say, of worry or concern. But now moving on, guys, I want to be talking about this pass right here from Pau Cuarci, guys, because I talked about it in the match reaction, but I don't think you guys understand the amount of confidence and maturity that Pau Cuarci is playing at. We praise Lamine Yamal for, the levels and the performances that he's putting in, saying that he's among the best players in the world, the best winger in the world, those discussions and everything. But Pau Cuarci is putting in phenomenal performances and phenomenal passes just like this. This was the pass for the 4th goal, and Pau Cuarci gave the pass to Fermín López, a pass that many midfielders of world-class quality would love to make. He put it on a dime for Fermín López, and props to Fermín López for finishing that as well brilliantly. But when you look at, for example, some players who are in a similar age range, for example, like Kusanov, who just made his Man City debut and struggled. You look at Pau Cuarci, who is younger, who is 18 years of age, and with the level of maturity that he's playing at, you have to applaud. You say, hey, what Pau Cuarci is doing at Barcelona is not normal. And when you look at his stats in yesterday's match, he had 1 assist, 89 out of 93, accurate passes. That means a 96% accuracy in his passes. That's absurd, for a center back. And he also he created one chance. He had one big chance created, 98 touches, 8 passes into the final third, 4 out of 6 accurate long balls, 0 times dispossessed, 4 clearances, 2 headed clearances, and 6 recoveries. Pau Cuarsi showing why he's currently the best center back in this Barcelona team. And, any of the center backs in the Barcelona squad, they're going to be having it very difficult to be, involved when you have such a beast playing in the back line. But now I want to be talking about Alejandro Balde, who did have a good performance against Valencia. We talked about Ferran Torres. We talked about Frankie de Jong in the match reaction yesterday, who performed really well and who gave impact. But I didn't talk about much about Alejandro Balde. And Alejandro Balde yesterday, he did get the assist for the second goal. He played an hour, which I think was absolutely fantastic. Hansi Flick has been very prone to rotating him, knowing how much of a physically demanding position that is. And when we look at his stats, he played for an hour. He had an assist. He had a 95% passing accuracy, completing 37 out of 39 passes, 3 chances created, 1 big chance created, 50 touches, 2 out of 2 successful dribbles, 3 passes into the final third, 2 out of 2 accurate long balls, 0 times dispossessed, 4 recoveries, 3 out of 4 ground duels won. And that speaks of a very, very good performance from Alejandro Balde. And I understand, he isn't going to be a Jordi Alba who absolutely carries, that left wing by himself. But Alejandro Balde, he's still a very, very solid left back and one of the best left backs in the world. We want him to improve, obviously, sometimes in the final delivery area, in the final third. But Barcelona, they have a very, very solid fullback in our hands. And I want to praise his performance against Valencia. But guys, that was it for the video for today. I will be making another video in which I talk about some other Barcelona news. So make sure to keep an eye out for that video. But as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in regards to your thoughts about Hansi Flick, his thoughts about, after the match and everything of the sort. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.